You're not going to understand what I'm saying, but okay, so I believe this is for rice. This is a rice combine. I'm almost certain it is. Either both of them, actually. Yep. So, I've seen these work before. They, holy smokes, how that goes up in there, cuts it off. I don't know, you can see these on YouTube working. It's not harvesting time now. Well, there's a canal down there. But the rice comes up through there and it always sticks out the side. And then it drops down into there where you can see some separation. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in there. This is really cool, actually. Yep. And that's where the straw comes out. This is different than the other ones.
Is that a rice combine?
Yeah, yeah. It is. When it cuts it off, come here. When it cuts it off and then it kind of sticks out the side of the thing. Like the heads of the rice are sticking out this way. And then it goes in there. And then if you look in there, the cylinder is in there to separate it.
Wow.
There's little separators in there. And this one here here's your grain tank. See? So this is a Yanmar, which is pretty awesome.
Small.
So yeah, they're only tiny. Well, what the heck? What do you need a big thing for? I mean, look at the size of these rice paddies. There's nothing here. They're so small. And yeah, it does the same thing. This one does too. So it cuts them off. It cuts it down there, like the mower, sickle bar mower, and then it carries it up, and it flips it over to the side before it goes in. It's really kind of neat. And then you see how it goes around the corner there, and then it drops down in. And there's some kind of separation in there. That's different than anything I've ever seen. It's got some electronics into it.
How do you drive this thing? Just in the front?
Joystick up front here. There's
wow, I see.
There's a seat.
So you don't really need a tractor, you just drive this thing?
No, this is the whole combine.
The whole baggage, yeah.
So like our TR96.
Right.
The great big thing.
It's cute.
It is cute. But this is all because it's track. They control it like this. All of the stuff is really neat. That's really neat.
Is that Ford or Cortez?
That's a Mitsubishi tractor, which are very good tractors.
Which one?
This little blue one here. See?
That's a Mitsubishi?
It's a Mitsubishi tractor.
So cute. I want that.
But do you see see how it's really a high crop tractor? This one is.
Right.
For rice. It looks like they used it for spraying more than anything. Yeah, you see the discoloration in it? I think that was used for spraying.
This is for sprayer.
Yeah, well, you go through the rice
Right.
because it's high and it won't knock it over.
That's not sprayer behind it.
No, this is a rototiller.
Rototiller.
It's a tiller. And look, here's another. My goodness. Look at this guy.
That's what I said.
Is this a little four-wheel drive? It's four-wheel drive. What is this thing? I don't even know.
Again, another rototiller.
It's a rototiller. Well, that's all they use because everything is so small. Everything is so small. They don't need great big stuff. There's an Izeki. I've heard of those before. Oh, look at this one. This is actually a really good tractor. They sold those in the United States.
Which one?
This Sunshine. These things are...
Sunshine.
Yeah, it's a Kubota.
Right.
Tough. This is a tough tractor. It's heavier than it looks, too. But the same thing. It's...
This is all of them are rototillers.
Yeah, they're all rototillers. That's rotor... See, it says rotary. Mitsubishi rotary. These are expensive. They're about $1 a foot if you were going to buy one in the United States. Years ago, that's how you paid for them, like $1 a foot. I think it's probably a lot more now. But these were really good.
So this is like pretty much like a rental place. If you
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So you rented them out?
You're renting them out.
Instead of purchasing them, yeah. So here's another Mitsubishi. There's a guy that watches my... Well, you know, there was a guy up in Maine, and he He was looking for Mitsubishi parts for, I think, that little blue one up there. Because I did sell them in the United States for a little while. And here's another Mitsubishi. These are all Mitsubishis here.
Mitsubishi.
The Bultra.
Bultra.
I think it's a Kubota. It's just the name that they give them. Yeah.
Yanmar.
Do you see another Yanmar?
Right here, behind you.
Okay, so here's a Yanmar. Pretty good size one. 2-wheel drive. He's got his tires about worn off. Bits and pieces.
Parts.
Well, they're, yeah, parts. Now here's a Kubota combine. Hey? So here's a Kubota combine.
Combine?
This is a combine, yeah.
The one over there in the front.
Yeah, so it's basically the same thing as the other one. This does like 2 or 3 rows or whatever it is. It cuts them off. It folds them in and boom, in it goes. And the grain tank is over here. I don't know how. Oh, this is a bagger model. So your bags. Yeah, you bag them. So what you do is when this thing gets full, because this is only what, 2 bushel?
Okay.
2 bushel of rice. So when you got one, you open that up, you fill the bag, and then you close this one off. You get the other bag in there, you pull that one open, and then you fill that one, and then by that time this hopper goes full. So there's a guy walking along this thing or riding. It looks to me like he might ride on this one. But it's really kind of cool. Here's your separation. I don't know how that separates it. For the life of me, I would never even be able to guess. But they're knives, and it cuts it. So I don't know how the grain comes out. I don't know how they thrash it. I am baffled. I am baffled. Well, there's got to be a cylinder here somewhere. I mean, I think it cuts it off and then it goes back in and down through a thrasher. Or something, huh? Hell, I don't know. Maybe it's, maybe the heads get cut off and drop into the cylinder there and then up into the tank. And that's just where the straw gets chopped and recycled into the field. But that's something.
That's the same thing with the
Huh?
What about that Yanmar? That's a big one.
That's bigger. But yeah, see, there's got his little sickle bar mower in there.
It's only 3 tooths.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many rows you would have with rice. You know, whether it's taking, that's the size of the swath, really. So you open up the field. You open up the field and you go.
What is this thing?
That's just an elevator. It's just an elevator and flips it up. Flips it up, keeps it all going in the right direction. Because it all bundles it. It all bundles it here as it carries it over. You know, it's kind of neat. A little Kubota. There's a Yanmar Forte. See, he's been bogging in the mud.
Yeah.
But here's another version of. Okay, so if I had money to bet, I'd say that is for planting. But I don't know. This machine stumps me. Because you drive it forward. Yeah, this is for planting. It has to be. It's got to be. Planting. It has to be for planting. If it's not, because I think the trays, you put the trays in, right? I'm not even sure. That's the stopper. I got no idea. This one is definitely beyond me. But it definitely goes in the wet. It has to be for planting.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And this is the same thing as that, only bigger. It's all the same. So they do this even, you know, the way they harvest it here is even different than what it's done in the Philippines.
Right.
So, but it's definitely done in the wet because of these tracks. This thing is cool as hell. I think Timothy would have a blast with that. It kind of looks a little bit like a snowmobile. But this has got to be for planting. It has to be. It is. It is. Okay. There's levers there that operate it. I think it folds out. I think it folds out. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know. Maybe I'll never know. I'll have to look it up on YouTube. What is this thing? An RR40? I think it's definitely got to be for planting. Yanmar Kubotas. There's a weird one. What is that? That looks Chinese. I don't know. I don't know what that is. So it's Mitsubishi. It might even be Mitsubishi motor in there. I don't know. It's kind of cool. But basically it's a rototiller. Because the fields in Japan are not very big. At all. And it looks like they do that. And it's nice looking soil. I mean, it's sandy. It doesn't look bad at all. But they've got it hilled up like that. Maybe for drainage. Maybe for drainage.
It's like a garden to New Jersey. It's not like a field, you know.
No, it's not at all like a field would be
No.
at home. Another one. A Suzu. That's a different one.
That looks like an old one.
Yeah, it's pretty old. I mean, they look like, you know.
It's a robot, doesn't it?
Well, the funny thing with them is they're small, but if you look at the rear ends and stuff in there, they're massive. There's a lot of weight here. It's not like it's a chintzy little tractor. You know?
Right.
It's huge. You know, it's a.
How are you getting a tour here in Japan with this tractor?
You what?
How are you getting a tour tractor in Japan?
Yeah, I'm able to see them anyway. But this is what they use here. We did see bigger stuff, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So these are bigger, obviously. The Yanmar here. We looked at that one already. And here's a little loader. I don't think we'd be doing too much work with this guy. That's stainless steel. That's stainless steel. Interesting. Mitsubishi again. I was told these are really good tractors. You know, quick turn. Quick turn, it probably speeds up the front axle. That was a thing that they used to do. So if you come the end of the row, it would either pivot the front axle, which I don't think it does that, or when you got to a certain speed, the front wheels would speed up to bring you around faster.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a 2-speed front, so it could very well be what that is. Yep. That's the fire company. Yeah, it's a fire company. I don't know what they're saying, but they're up to something.
I don't know what they're saying either.
It's a single-cylinder diesel.
I
don't know what they're saying. See, when you were looking at up on the hillsides and stuff, that's what they use up there, up in the hills. Kind of like the one they use in the Philippines. Was that Tura?
Tura.
Tura.
But we got animals in front of us, not a motor.
Animals, not a motor. No. But this is an old guy. It's classic, man. Oh, look at the belt. For added cooling, it's got holes in it. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I think Timmy Cornpicker's looking for one with the holes in it.
Cool.
But it's for a hay rake. It's different than that, obviously.
That does make sense. I never even think about that.
What's that?
Putting holes in the belt.
For cooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the air would go through. See, a lot of them they have serrated in them, or yeah, what do you call them? So lugs or cogged belt is what they call them. But oh, look at this guy. He's even put it together with metal screws. Oh, that's how they do it. So this is cool. These holes are not for cooling.
Okay, what is it for then?
That's for lengthening, setting the length of the belt. Look, there's a metal plate that you bolt the belt together with.
Wow.
That's definitely different. That's an old belt. I bet you can't get that belt anymore. There's a little tension in there. Huh. This is a nice tractor. This is actually a really nice old tractor. For a one-lunger, putt diesel.
You want to buy it?
No.
That's how much
Yeah,
it is?
yeah. You know, ask him how much it is. Yeah, what do you want for that? How can you get it to the... There you go. This is what we need in New Jersey right now. Look at this. It's got tracks on the back. This is well built too. And what is this? A Mitsubishi too. Little Mitsubishi. Cute. That'll float you.
The tracks are shut.
Huh?
The tracks is shut.
This track is fine. This is good shape. Why? What's wrong with it?
I thought it was shot.
Why? What's shot about it? What do you see that you don't like?
Cracks.
Where? This?
Mm-hmm.
This is the cogs. That's where it goes through. This is actually a brand new track.
Oh.
Yeah, well, then when they get old, then these all break out.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's normal. If you go look at the skid steer, it has the same thing. They're pretty aggressive tracks. So,
That's their PTO thingy.
yeah, it's power takeoff shaft. There's nothing special about it. Okay, be done with you.
You gone with you?
Be gone with you. And that's how we dig them up. So rototillers, everything's rototilled.